Yo, Sarge, I thought you were an outlaw. I am. I'm just smooth with it. Dear Lord, thank you for waking us up this morning. Lord, thank you for our family and our friends. Thank you for our health and our wealth. And if I can bother you with just one favor, can you please help the Jacksonville Jaguars make it to the Super Bowl in 2024? Amen. Oh boy, here's Sarge again with all this motorcycle talk. Sarge, do we always have to talk about motorcycling? Hey man, welcome to the Earn Elite Podcast Show. What's your boy Sarge, man? I know y'all, man, Sarge, why you ain't at work? Man, mind your business, man. I'm on vacation and I'm doing my thing, man. We got an evening show today. And yes, we're going to be talking about motorcycling. It's going to be exciting. We're going to have some things to say. So let's take this time to let everybody know we're on. Share it with a friend, man. We're going in. And oh, by the way, if you hadn't heard it, you finna hear it now. Kane 4L. That's right. I was asked the other day, hey, Sarge, why you never play any fast music on your podcast? It's simple. I'm petty.
Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big store, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting y'all, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big store, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting y'all, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Sliding on my road glide, looking so fly. 20-inch rollback, screaming eagle torque pack. I-10 to the end, it's a known patch. If you ain't a ground pounder, pay attention, fall back. We earn elite boys, no need for hitting switches. We split lanes and hogging lanes, we on a mission. On our way to CA, we 100 deep. Roll it up, down the road, run it up, rip it up. Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big store, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting y'all, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big store, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting y'all, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? I'm outside with it. I scrape the town burning loud when the smoke clear up. You know Harley did it. I'm real gnarly with it. My ride clean when it bling. I show the lean on the scene to get jiggy with it. No did it get it? I'm well equipped it. My bike side got a side, so you know I'm hit. She dropped it down and split it. Backed it up to shift it. Let me kick a little game to you lames riding around here, giving a set a bad name. It don't matter what you rank or what you claim. When we turn it up, you keep it motorcycling, man. My soul brothers, they roll runners, we rolling deep. When it's time to rally up, it's Black Wall Street. When you see them MCs at the RTE, roll it up, down the road, run it up, wrap it up. Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big store, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting y'all, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up. Big store, you in charge, real king of the South. If you ain't getting y'all, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig?
But Sarge, why you always gotta talk about motorcycling? Sarge, why you don't never talk about nothing else? Look here, man. If you gonna do all that crying, what the baby gonna do? Hey, man, I know what y'all thinking, man. Hey, Sarge, why you always got to make a song about Harley Davidson? What about his Honda? Man, if you don't, man, no. We ain't making no Honda songs, man. I'm sorry if you don't ride a Harley. Go buy one. Hey, but the reason we're here today, man, is I got two of the breed with me, man. I know y'all like, dang, Sarge breed always be on. Well, they always be riding their motorcycle, man. I don't know what to tell you. But we're getting ready to talk about their post-interview on the I-10 to the End, man. They had work to do. Man, Breed was coming from all over the dang place, man, going to the mother chapter, the 35th anniversary, man. So they were doing their thing, getting to the West Coast, man. So we got the guys on today. We're going to talk a little bit about their ride and talk about a little bit what they went through. And I know everybody going to say, Sarge, I know they're going to talk about how hot it was. Yeah, it was hot, player. It was hot. And let's say this before we even get this show started. Shout out to David Bell, man. Breezy does. I appreciate you guys being on with us today. But I want to say this, man. Prayers to the people of Houston, Texas, Eastern Texas, Mississippi, Alabama. Man, those guys were going through it today, man. Let's keep them in our prayers, man. You know, I've checked out to some of the fellows, man, I know that live in the metro Houston area, and they say a lot of flooding, Sarge, a lot of power off, but, you know, our families are good. That's the most important thing, man. You know, things we can replace things, but we can't replace people, man. So let's keep them in our prayers, man, as they kind of put this thing back together. praying tomorrow, putting this thing back together and getting power and getting our lives back to some semblance of normalcy. Also, I don't know if you guys seen it on our Elite page. There were some riders that were doing a tour. I think it was in Death Valley. I want to believe. David Bell, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's Death Valley, where they had a few riders that went down to heat conditions, with overheating the elements. They actually had one rider that passed away. Man, that heat is no joke. It was 118 degrees from what I understand from the story. 118. 118 can be on the 10 as well, man. It is David Bell just told me Death Valley. Thanks, David. But the heat is no joke, man. For my riders that are getting ready to start this ride in the next few days, man, heat is warning. You notice this every podcast show we do, the riders are talking about this heat from the month of May. And it's going to probably be this way all the way until the end of August, man. So prepare yourself accordingly. But anyway, I've got the two fellas on today. Man, I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and we're going to get this thing cracking. So let's do this real quick. Family, how you fellas doing?
Hey,
doing good.
That's what's happening. Man? Hey, can I say Petersburg, Virginia's in the house?
In the house, baby. You know it. Real breed, baby.
I walked a couple blocks in Petersburg, Virginia before, but we ain't telling nobody. Hey, man, good to see you guys. If you don't mind, for facts, if you guys don't mind, man, let's take a couple minutes to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you.
Go ahead, Blaze.
All right, I'll go first. My name is Blaze. I am the treasurer for the Petersburg Rare Breed chapter of Rare Breed.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, and I'm Griff. I'm the president of the Petersburg chapter. We out here doing it, man. That's all I can say. We out here doing it.
Hey, they ride motorcycles, man. They ride motorcycles. They're collecting gas receipts. That's what they doing. Did that sum it up, fellas?
Too many.
Right.
Hey, that's what's up. Hey, so these fellas are back. Obviously, let me put it this way. Every ride is successful if you make it back home. Is that fair?
That's true.
If you make it back home to your family, every ride is successful. Sometimes rides don't work out the way we want to because, motorcycles are machines, and things happen to machines. And I know these fellas, when I met them down in Jacksonville, I know they were prepared, ready. Everything was ready to rock. And that's one thing about these motorcycles, man. We noticed you can take off, just had it out of the shop and got it maintenance. And as soon as you get on the road and go 300, 400, 500 miles, stuff happens, man. But we take it on the chin because it's part of the game. Am I correct?
Right. Absolutely.
Every day.
So
Absolutely.
if you fellas don't mind, let's start it off. Okay. We left Petersburg. What day did we leave Petersburg? Was it on?
That was we left on Saturday or Sunday, Blaze?
We left Saturday.
Okay. So you
we left there Saturday.
Okay, so you left Saturday, obviously going down 95 South. Jimmy, what's happening, my guy? So going down 95 South, of course, y'all had to do some breed business on the way going down. So I think y'all end up getting to Jacksonville, Sunday evening?
Yeah, we got there that afternoon.
Okay, got it Sunday afternoon. Then you pulled up. I think y'all bedded down. Did y'all spend the night or y'all took straight out the door? Well, I think y'all spent the night.
No, we went down.
We bedded down.
Y'all bedded down. Okay.
Yeah.
So then we pull up Monday morning. Am I correct? Was it Monday around?
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
Correct.
Okay, so you got to Jacksonville Saturday night. You pulled out Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So let's take the first stretch. On the first leg, what did we do on the first leg? We went from Jacksonville to what?
Pensacola.
And Pensacola is when the fun began, right?
That's it, baby.
Man, let's start right there. Let's start right at Pensacola. Who do you want to take? Let's take it and let's ride with it.
Okay. Hey, Prez, why don't you go ahead and lighten it up and give the precursors to us getting on the road, and then I'll lead in when we start having problems.
All right, so we got up. First thing we did, check the bikes. Got a good night's sleep. Got up and checked the bikes. Did our morning prayer. I think we gassed up. Did we gas up before the night before? So only thing we had to do was just get on the road and roll out.
Yes.
Okay, so we gassed up. Got a hotel room. All three of us was in the same room. Saved us some money. Like I said, we got up, said our prayer, and got on the road. Pretty decent out in the morning, if I remember correctly. It was about maybe
Hmm.
80s, low 80s. Humidity was kind of low, so it was pretty decent going. We on the highway. We doing about 80, 85. I'm road captain at the time. I'm leading the pack down the road. I'm rolling, and about maybe 2 hours into, not even 2 hours into the ride, I get a phone call. So of course, all of us are, we got our Bluetooths on and connect. So as I connect, I hear Blaze say, "I got an issue," and it sounds like a sucking sound from
Hmm.
his engine. And I look in the rear view or my side mirrors, and I see Blaze's headlight getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So of course
Mm.
I pull over, and Biggie, who is with us on the ride, his first time going out to Cali. We pull over. Biggie pulls up to beside me, and he was like, "Hey, something going on with Blaze's bike. Something going." I said, "I know. I'm on the phone with him right now." So me and Biggie had to go to the next exit and turn around and come back the opposite direction, of course. And
Pass.
Blaze was on the other side, but this wasn't no ordinary get off the exit, come back over the freeway and get back on. We had to
Right.
get off the exit, do this roundabout maneuver or whatever the case may be, and get back on. So by the time we got back to Blaze, it was like 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes before we actually got to him,
Damn.
because we got on the other side of the highway. We got off at the next exit, but the same thing. You couldn't just get off and get back on again. You had to go into this little town because of median and turn and get back. So eventually we ended up where Blaze was. And Blaze, take it, man. What happened?
Okay, so my side of the story. So as we was, running about 85 miles an hour down I-10, enjoying the weather. So what I noticed was, initially I heard it some pop, but then it quickly turned into like a 12 gauge shotgun, bop,
Mm.
from underneath the engine. Then immediately it was a sucking air wound or just exhaust, just blah 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 blah, losing compression, losing power and everything. So I made my way over to the emergency lane and got over. By that time, we was rolling so fast, I was able to call Prez and let him know. I said, "Hey man, it sounded like I got shot, but not
Yeah.
intentionally." But told him shift it over to the emergency lane. So he went on up. They went up, turned around, came back, went backtrack, and met me on the other side. So when we got it over, um, kind of dinging with it, looking at it. We didn't see it initially. I didn't see it. Prez got there and he got stuck his fingers in there in the engine compartment. Next thing you know, he pulled out this dang on valve, and it
Mm.
turns out to be the ACR valve. Um,
Yep.
and I think it's the auto compression release valve on top of the head of the motorcycle that sits directly under the fuel tank.
Mm.
So that
This was the rear.
is
This
what
was the rear
happened.
cylinder.
The rear
This was
cylinder.
the rear.
Yep.
Yeah, the rear cylinder.
Hmm. And
You know,
mhm.
no, I'll let you go ahead. I go because I got a couple questions after that. Okay, go
Oh
ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go. No, go for it.
Yeah. So at that point, once we identified that, we immediately got on, trying to get a recovery vehicle to pick up the motorcycle. That in itself was a nightmare. It doesn't matter what you have, depending on what city you're located and their availability in that city. That day, it was a Sunday, and in Pensacola, Florida, nothing seems to be operating or open on a Sunday. So, needless to say, we went through about 4 companies trying to get a recovery vehicle. Was unsuccessful. We finally waited till Harley opened. When the Harley Davidson opened, they dispatched one of their trucks with a trailer to pick up our vehicle. So, luckily, we were only, I believe 6 miles away, and so it wasn't long for them to recover us and get us back to the Harley Davidson shop, which they told me the AC valve, and they didn't have any mechanics on site. They were closed until Tuesday, the following week. So So yeah, we ran into little headaches with that, but it happens as part of our, our journey with
Right.
these bikes that we ride every day as much as we can. But yeah, that is
How
what happened
how
to
how
my
often
sweet.
do y'all hear about that happening?
Well,
Is
the
that pretty
ACR.
common? Yeah.
Yes, that is common. I spoke to a couple of my breed brothers
Yeah.
that work on motorcycle. As matter of fact, one of them, Skunk from
Hmm.
Hmm.
Detroit,
Yeah. Skunk
and
Skunk know about everything breaking down.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 So he told me that is a common problem with the 19 and 20 models. And
Mm.
I don't know if
Hmm.
it's just for those particular models, but he did say it was common with the 19 and 20s. But let,
Hmm.
let me let me touch on this.
Mm.
We broke down at 8 o'clock in the morning. The Harley dealer did not open until 11. So between 8 o'clock and 11, we was on the side of the road waiting for tow trucks.
Mm.
And like
Yeah,
Blaze said, we went through
cancel.
four different companies.
Yeah.
Four different companies canceled on us. And I'm gonna throw a shout out to you, Sarge. I appreciate you because we was in constant contact. I called you and I told you the situation, and you told me to do something. You say, hey, put it out on the board, and see if we got some individuals in that area that can help you out. I wish I had done that as soon as we broke down.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because as soon as I made that post on the Iron Elite page, I had about 6 people call me up asking me where we were and what we needed. Six
Nice.
people
Nice.
within 30
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
Now imagine if we had done that at 8 o'clock in the morning, we would not have
Oh
been
yeah.
sitting on the road for those 3 hours waiting on tow truck companies.
Yeah.
I mean, even after we had got the motorcycle to the dealership, I had 3 people after that still trying to call and telling me, hey man, we're available. A couple of frat brothers was in the area. We're available. We seen your message. So let me put that out to everybody. If you come across a
Yeah.
situation like that, man, put that out on the board because somebody is probably in the area that can help. That can get there a whole
Yeah.
lot quicker than the tow truck company can.
There you
That's
go,
what it's
Prez. That's a definite
that's what it's
lessons
there
learned.
for.
Hmm.
No, go ahead, Blaze. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
No, I was just concurring what he said. That was a definitely major lessons learned in just communications and being and knowing and people having visibility of you outside, your chapter and your movement elements, but just the fact that those people were available and they was ready to help, man, that was awesome.
Yep.
That's what that thing is for, man. I encourage everybody, whether it's the I-10 to the end or whatever ride you're doing. We got guys that are doing the Four Corners, True X's, all kind of stuff. The 50cc, man. Whatever ride you're using, the Iron Elite page is for motorcycle riders, man. That's what it's for. So, matter of fact, after I talked to you, Prez, I got about 3 calls, and then I got a few
Wow.
inboxes. Hey, man, if I need to, I'll pull in from Pensacola. I think Alicia reached out to me, who lives. I think she lives right up, close to Pensacola. She was gonna try to see if she could pull some strings and get her people to come to help out. Man, I hate you went through that, man, because I know, bro, when you're sitting on the side of the highway, 3
Oh
minutes
man.
seem like 3 hours, man. So if you did
Man,
3 hours for real, that was all day.
man,
Oh
That
that
was,
was terrible.
and bro, it was
That was
hotter than the devil's underwear, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that humidity
Hey,
started
man,
picking up
that
a little
takes you.
bit.
Hey, that
Yeah.
tests your manhood and your patience, cause you
But
can't move it.
the blessing was that that did happen at the beginning. The I to 10. So for us, it was the lesser of the evils because we were like, okay, at least we're in an area that we could get recovered. At least the guys was able to rest, and we still had a day ahead to
Hmm.
still get up to stay on schedule. So that was a blessing.
So, Prez, did you send the rest of the guys ahead, and just a couple of y'all stayed and suffered?
No, it was just us
Again,
three. We
again,
we stuck it out. We stuck it out.
Yeah,
hey, we all in this together, damn it.
Hey,
that's
we
it.
do. We
Hey,
all
here's a piece of my beef jerky, but we here.
we here. That's it.
Hey,
We
I
here.
love it. Hey, so I think some of the different, and I'm focusing, and forgive me, gentlemen. We normally have a script that we follow when we're doing the I-10 to the end, but sometimes I like to do different things when I get the breed guys in because I know it's in the wheelhouse for you guys to pound the way you pound. So I take advantage of when I get my breed gas, I typically want to take advantage of things that can go wrong and how you react to it. So forgive me, Prez. I know I'm throwing your junk all over the place, man, but I think it's important for our
No, you're
viewers
good.
to be able to really get some quality stuff out of this. You know, it's
Absolutely.
one thing to stand in Santa Monica Pier and do your crip dance and your walk and all that stuff, but what do you do when real things happen, and how do you
Oh, yeah.
you respond, and how do you function to them? So with that being
Right.
said, so there was a couple tow trucks that y'all called. What the problem was? What they didn't have capabilities to tow motorcycles.
All right. I'll jump on it first, and Praise, you can follow up.
Yeah.
So what happened was I went through Geico initially first, and what they did was I guess in their network they have certain recovery businesses on their network page or whatever. Well, what happened was a lot of these places don't have capabilities for motorcycles. Um, One of the companies that that they had locked in for us, well, it was an hour later. We thinking they were en route. We finally called, and the guy told us that he didn't have the capabilities to lift the motorcycle. So he apologized, and I had to call Geico again, and then Justin Perez got on with AAA and try to contact them, and that was the endless cycle of trying to find a recovery personnel to get us from point A to point B.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, we got King Rip on. I would tell now Rip he can talk on this, man, because Rip never got Pensacola got hold of Rip and they wouldn't let him go. Then we got Kings of the South president,
Oh, man.
King Rippy. Yeah. What y'all, so Rip is out of Virginia. What part of
What up,
Virginia
Rip?
is Rip from? I can't remember what part of
Richmond.
Virginia. Is he from
He's
Norfolk?
Richmond. He right here with us.
Richmond.
Yeah.
He's Richmond. That's right. Richmond
Yeah.
chapter Kings of the
Yeah, I'm
South.
gonna hit him
Man,
outside the window right here. He right out here.
Hey, man, them boys man, them boys were hilarious, man. Pensacola got hold of them and would not let them go.
Oh man.
And so staying on this, y'all forgive me. Hey man, I'm in it now. Y'all forgive me. So staying on this, okay, obviously, if you were saying presidents, if I was gonna figure this out, if I had a breakdown on the side of the highway, first, you guys suggest that we use the Iron Elite page. Am I correct? Just throw it out there to see
Correct.
who's out there,
Correct.
who's available. Second,
Correct.
AAA sometimes, I hate to say it, I got AAA. Sometimes AAA,
Hit and miss.
what it's meant out to be. It's hit or miss sometimes, especially when you're in rural areas and rural spaces. It doesn't work quite the way it's being advertised. Is that fair?
That is very fair.
I'm not knocking AAA on the head. I don't bash nobody's business or whatever, but sometimes you got to understand. You got to be prepared to have some other bullets in the chamber, man, because it ain't always going to work out the way you think it's going to work out.
That's true. And I
Tell
will
me.
say this. I will say this about AAA. You do have the RV package
Yes.
with AAA. If you have a vehicle that breaks down within your group, they will tow that motorcycle. It just because the other person, just like Blaze, did not have AAA, but I had AAA because he was in that group ride with me. They would have towed it.
They would have
But
told
the
it.
amount-
They will cover it.
Yes, but the
Yeah.
amount of time it took for AAA to come there and get us was just ridiculous. It was just
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. It's just
By the time-
weird, man. No, go ahead.
By
I'm
the
sorry.
time
Go
we-
ahead.
By the time we had that bike towed and was at the Harley dealership after Harley came and picked it up with their trailer, about 30 minutes after we was at the Harley dealership, they called me back, or whoever the tow company was that AAA had contracted out. They called me back asking where's my location. I'm like, what?
Man, that's almost what, 5 hours later? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, I done gave you all the I gave all the information to the AAA operator. They know my location.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was it, Blaze? Exit 17?
Yeah.
Ah,
Right after the sign.
Yeah,
Right after
and
the
for
sign.
viewers checking this out, you just think about these men have been sitting on the highway for a few hours now.
we've been on
You
the
know,
highway
so-
since 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so you're thinking about scenarios like, water, shade, some protection from the highway. Those are big things you got to think about when you're on the highway and you're rolling like that. You can be out there for a minute.
Yep.
And those I ain't gonna lie, tractor trailers, they just boom, they gonna run past you.
Yeah.
They gonna dust
Yep.
you a few times. Cars gonna run past you.
Yep.
I don't know. Did you guys have people stop by and check on you? Hey man, y'all good
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever?
we
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did.
Yeah. You
Go
guys.
ahead, Prez. Go ahead. Go ahead and
We
animate this
had
one.
okay. So we did. We okay. So me and Blaze both. Our fraternity is Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Of course, the coldest and the oldest out there. Just want to go ahead and get that shout out.
Okay.
But we
That's
we
what's
we did
happening.
have we did have a frat brother that pulled up to the side of the road. He's a rider, and he came and checked on us, make sure we're straight. We had a highway patrolman. He pulled over, make sure we was, as a matter of fact, he was on the other side of the highway. He turned
Hmm.
around and came back to check on us. Told us that he was a rider as well. He had went down. He had a booster, showed us all his, scars and everything on his arms.
Hmm.
Asked was we good to go. We was good. But then we had an interesting character pulled up, and
From
this
New
guy
Orleans.
from New Orleans pulled up on the road glide. He had his female friend with him.
Hmm.
Pulled over to the side to make sure we was good to go. But this cat is drinking vodka straight.
Ooh. I
So
don't need
That
no
ain't
help
proof.
from him. I don't know if I want no
100
help from
proof,
him.
and it,
And
it was vodka too. You could smell it.
and and,
Mhm.
and it was about 90 degrees at the time, right? It was smoking out
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
and he drinking vodka and asking if we good to go. I'm asking him, are you okay?
You ain't lying, homie.
We need to be
Good.
taking care of you. But
Yeah.
man, he made sure we was good to go, and he jumped back on that bike and strutted on down the highway, and she was right behind him. But yeah, that was an interesting
Hey
encounter
man,
right
he
there.
sound like an outlaw. He sound
Hey,
like a real
oh,
outlaw. Yeah.
hey, but
Yeah.
yeah, we did have a lot of people. Matter of fact, bikers, a lot of bikers were coming by. And, we was giving them the thumbs up, letting them know
Yeah.
we was good to go. A lot of my breed brothers was passing on the other side of the highway as well.
Hmm.
But we told them, hey, keep going, we good, we good, we good.
Good
But we did
stuff.
have people we did have people checking on us. Now I would say Biggie, even though Biggie is not on this call with us, Biggie's a sergeant at arm. That was his first time going out to Cali. Um, Biggie was prepared. He had the Gatorade in his tour pack. He had some snacks.
Hmm.
Well, because we was on the side of the road and that was really needed. So lesson learned. Make sure you got something to drink with you in your tour pack, your saddlebag, because you never know for a situation like this. You don't want to be, and you might be out in the middle of nowhere, but there are
Yeah.
no convenience stores, anything around.
No, none at
So
all.
you need to hydrate, especially in this heat. You need to
Yeah.
hydrate.
Typically on a bike, man, I've got now a little, bless her heart, the wife bought me those little seats. As a matter of fact, I learned about that seat from one of the brothers from Jackson Breed. Damn, what was the name? Slowpoke. Slowpoke actually turned me
Oh,
on that seat.
slowpoke.
Yeah, y'all know Slowpoke,
Slow.
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
Slowpoke turned me on that
slowpoke.
seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year.
Slow
But
slowpoke is our alpha brother.
yeah,
Yeah, he out
yeah.
front. Yeah, that's frat
Oh,
brother.
Yeah,
really?
he's our friend.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Slowpoke is what? He in the medical profession? Yeah, nurse, right? I think Slowpoke
I
is
have
a
no idea what Slowpoke
I don't
yeah.
is.
think so. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think I think Slowpoke is in the medical profession. But yeah, I carry that, and obviously, water, Pedialyte, and those type of snacks, because I do fear that sometimes is that when you break down the side of the road, say El Paso area, when you're out there and you're just sitting out there and you're just waiting, just something so simple as a flat tire can
Hmm.
be catastrophic. No, depends on how long you're staying out there with the bike. Now it becomes
True.
a life, a life threatening type thing, just because
Right.
you're sitting out there nowhere. And people in cages, they just take those things for granted, man. Hey, man, bike break down.
Yeah,
Car
that's true.
breaks down, is a little different than a bike breakdown.
Right.
So
Oh, night and day.
fellas, so we get the tow truck finally come out like some 2 years later. And get the bike up on the. Harley came out and got it, right?
Yeah, Harley did. Yeah.
Yeah, so Harley came out and got it, because I think Harley typically will go 80 miles, man, if they're gonna do the work on the bike. They'll come for you now. I know the ones here in Jacksonville. I don't know about other states and stuff like that, but Harley will come for you if they're gonna do the work on the bike. So they came picked you guys up, and you say it was what, about 60 miles?
Oh no, 6
6 miles.
Yeah,
Okay.
6.
So
6 miles.
Okay, so they allowed you to ride with them as well.
Yes.
Okay, very
Yeah.
cool. Very cool.
Yep.
So we get in the shop, Blaze, and we find out, yeah, it's gonna be a minute. So
Yeah.
at this point, so we'll take it from this, and from this we'll go ahead and move on, Prez, with the rest of the ride. So let's take it from, okay, because it was you, Blaze, and it was Big, right?
Biggie.
Yeah.
Biggie. Okay. So at this point, we sit down as a club because we're all in the same chapter. Am I correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So we sitting down as a club. Now we're taking it through and we're making the grown man decisions. So how do we kind of come to this scenario on what we're going to do and how we're going to move?
All right, I'll jump on this one, Prez, and I'll turn it over to you. So initially, we I'm gonna put this little disclosure out here about breathing. We have this thing within us that we gotta ride our shit. We gotta ride our bikes. We gotta get it out there on the road. A lot of times we get this innate fire in our bellies when our motorcycles aren't working to get another one. So me and President had a long discussion in Harley, and the great salesperson did a great job of showing me all these bikes and all these things, and and I believe if they had the right bike, I might have walked out there with another bike and continued my ride with my brothers, but they didn't. So we had to make some decisions, like you said. So at that point, I know my horse was not able to be repaired quickly, so I immediately made it sense to get a rental car, gather all my stuff, truck it back up to Virginia, and then I'll meet my brothers on the other end in California when we get there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I want everybody to understand too. See, so as a group of men or group of women, you have to be prepared for these things. And then you got to sit down, and in some cases, it's the uncomfortable conversation because you don't want no brother or sister to not experience what you're experiencing. You know, it's a buzzkill, you know, but it has to be done. You have to get it done, figure it out. Some cases you might say, hey, we're going to stay together, we're going to rock together. Some cases we might be on time constraints and said, okay, man, we know you're going to be safe. We got you in a hotel. You know, we're going to make sure that you got a rental car situation or a bus ticket or a plane ticket. We know the family know where you're at, the motorcycle's in the shop. Okay, you go ahead and do your thing, and then you're telling your club brothers, go ahead and do your thing, and I'm going to ride with you in spirit, and we're going to keep it pushing. Did I sum it up?
Yeah, you did. I mean, it was, I'm going to be real. It was a difficult decision. All three of us was sitting at that table, you know, brainstorming on how we're going to go about this. And, you know, Blaze was really getting ready to buy another bike so he can continue on with this ride. But, you know, we had a moment, if you will. So, hey, let's look at this sensibly. You know what I'm saying? Let's step back away from the situation and let's think about this before you go and you know, drop 30,000-40,000 on a new bike just because you want to.
Because baby, you're gonna be paying for it for a minute. You better want it.
Hey, Prez, give him the plot twist at the end.
No, I'm gonna hold off on the end because we gonna tell you what happened on the end. But anyway,
Okay. So now Prez is you and Biggie. We figured this out with Blaze. Blaze he's gonna head back to VA, and he's gonna live to fight another day. So you guys y'all in day 2 of the trip. Am I correct?
Day 2, we on our way to Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay.
So on this trip, because this was Biggie's first trip, you know, we had to hit the chapters on the way to California. So the next chapter that we would run into is Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge. So I called the Baton Rouge president. He linked up with me. Oh, I'm gonna meet y'all on the highway. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and escort y'all a little bit. We're gonna have a ride. Okay, that's cool. So we get to Baton Rouge and we link up with Bayou Buck, who is the president of the Baton Rouge chapter. He jumps out there with us. We roll it. Buck just got some work done to his bike. So when we get in traffic, there was a vehicle fire that was maybe 3 or 4 miles up the road. So all 4 lanes of traffic was at a dead stop. So we're standing there with Bayou Buck, and we're telling Buck, hey, we need to get off at the next exit because we need to go ahead and stop and get gas. So he's like, okay, no problem, no problem. So as traffic began to move, Bayou Buck's bike cut off. And we like, okay, start that MF up and let's go because it's hot sitting out here in this. Bayou Buck's clutch is messed up on the bike.
Mm.
Mind
Gosh,
you,
dang it, man.
there is road construction and there's 4 lanes of traffic. So there is no emergency lane now. You just stuck where you at. And we could see the exit to get off, but that's still another 200 to 300 feet in front of us. So it's not like you can just casually push the bike to get off the exit.
Mm.
So now we sitting in traffic for about 30, 45 minutes with Buck after we
Wow.
already been sitting for 3 hours back in Pensacola.
The day before, huh? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
But we finally was able to break you off, and his he had a hydraulic clutch. That's what it was, a hydraulic clutch. And I guess it just got too hot and the pressure wasn't building up to where he could, engage the clutch. But he finally got it fixed. We got over to the gas station, and he was telling us, it's cool down now. We good, man. I'm gonna escort you. No, I think we're gonna keep pounding, bro, because
we can't afford for it to happen again.
Yeah, I think you need to take that bike home and work on it a little bit.
I love you. I love you like a play customer.
I'm just saying. And it's funny because when we got to Cali, he was like, "Hey, man, y'all, I didn't want to hold y'all up. I didn't want to slow y'all down. But,
respect.
It was all good.
Mm-hmm.
But when we got to El Paso, before we got to El Paso, 15 miles outside of El Paso, I'm behind an 18-wheeler, and Biggie is right behind me. And when the 18-wheeler gets over, I'm downshifting from 5th to 4th to, go ahead and get some RPMs up. And I'm pushing and pushing, but ain't nothing happening. So, of course, I look over, and my gear shifter is just laying on my floorboard. I'm in 5th gear. I'm like, man, you got to be kidding me. But we was 15 miles outside of El Paso. And anybody knows about El Paso, Barnett is on the left-hand side. If you're I-10 West, Barnett is on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
So you got to go to that stop sign and do a U-turn
to get around.
To go back to it.
Underneath. Yeah.
Now, it's already, we in El Paso. So I think it's like 102, 103 degrees. And it's traffic because we kind of like in the middle of the day. And I'm in 5th gear. So I managed to get that joker in 4th. I don't even know how that happened, but I got it in 4th and I couldn't get it in no other gear. So, of course, I'm chugging in 4th gear for 15 miles. I had to pull over and, we in the emergency lane. Iggy behind me, making sure we straight. We get to where the traffic lights are. The traffic light is red. And I'm thinking, man, this ain't going to be good because I know I'm not going to have enough RPMs to build up to pull off in 4th gear. But, by the grace of God, the lights was changing as we was coming. And we limp dogged it all the way to Barnett. And we got it fixed. That was another 2 hours getting that straight. But we got it fixed.
I like them boys over at Barnett are pretty decent.
They are. They took care of me.
Yeah, they take care of them pretty good.
They took care of me. But one thing that I was very upset at, and you already said this in the beginning, you can do all the checks and preventive maintenance you want to, because I got that bike looked over 100% because I had just got back from my Four Corners run. So I'm getting ready to go back out to Cali again, y'all. Make sure this thing is straight. And one thing that they did change out was the gear shifter. They changed it out. The part that goes inside of the casing and that back piece that connects to the linkage. They changed that. It was brand new. But that broke down. So I had to get it replaced. I called back to Richmond Harley, talked to Angel, and we worked it out to where I had to fax them the paperwork showing that I had that work done. It was brand new, so it was a defective part, so it was replaced free of charge.
Nice.
But things happen, just like you said, things happen.
They do,
Big
man.
time.
They do, and you gotta. All I can say is if you're gonna be doing rides like this, and again, thank God for the page and other pages and other platforms that's willing to help and share experiences. Each one teach one. These are things that are gonna happen, and the more competent you are when it comes to these things, the better your opportunities to be able to deal with them, overcome them, and continue on with the mission. But when you don't have the competency to do that, one thing like this can be catastrophic, and it's the ball game. It is the total ball game. So Prez, so we get that little dang Prez. I'm starting to call y'all the mash unit. Hey, we laughing about it, man, because it's what we do. This is what we do. So everybody out there who's listening, hey, Sarge,
So-
going in, man. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
but Sarge, what's funny about all this is that
Yeah.
he just a couple of weeks ago just did the four corners by himself with not one breakdown.
That's the way it happens.
You see what I'm saying?
No,
Just short,
man.
no problems,
Hey,
none
man,
whatsoever.
that's
Through snow,
the-
through ice, all this
Yeah.
crap, no problem.
Yeah, do you-
But here we go on.
Yeah, then you go up to DC, man, everything go to hell.
Everything fall apart.
Yeah, everything fall apart. Hey, man, but it's a beautiful thing that we can laugh about it now that it's over, because we understand it's part of the game. It's part of the game. Yeah, we know it. So Prez, so I know, of course, yes, we moved on, and for everybody again that was viewing, this was a different edition of the I-10 to the End that we were going to be able to talk about. So from this point, we move on. Let's talk about, because I know you've been to Cali before. Let's talk about something that's interesting. Lane splitting. What suggestions do you have for riders who ain't never split nan lane in America?
So Biggie was this was Biggie's first time going into California. He's been to Cali on the ground before, but never into California. He's been to the sign. So this was my 5th time going to Cali in 5 years. Very proud of that, by the way. 5 times to Cali in 5 years on the ground. So I love splitting lanes. I do. I love it. Biggie was not familiar and used to that. So the first thing I did was, when we get into where was we at? We was close to Pasadena. First thing I told him was, I motioned him to put his foot pegs up.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely put them damn things up.
He called me on the center and he was like, Hey, Fred, what we putting these foot pegs up for?
Shoot, man, you'll hit a bump, man. Please.
I said, just follow me, Biggie.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do is follow me. But we went, so the traffic was not thick, and most of the traffic in the left-hand lanes were, doing the right thing. They were moving over to the left, and the ones that was in the middle lane, they were moving over to the right to give us that path to come through. But you still have to be very, very cautious going through there, because some of those cars, they don't really care about
they'll barely give you. The matter of fact, they'll make you force your way in sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Some understand the mission, and some like whatever, hell with you. Yeah.
So me and Biggie, I pulled over and let a sport bike come through to show Biggie, and I'm glad this happened. This happened right when we were starting to get into the thick of traffic. We pulled in the left-hand lane and motioned for a sport bike to go ahead and go forward, so Biggie could see how they do it. And that sport bike was, they was rolling like it wasn't no vehicles.
Yeah,
on
they
the
don't play, man.
highway at all.
Hey, man. Hey, I thought I was doing a little something, man. They get past me so quick, like, damn, I ain't gonna never catch him. Yeah.
Well, we were taking our time with it. We were slow walking it. We was definitely taking our time with it.
Yeah.
But that was definitely an experience for him, because he's never done it before.
Yeah. So we get into Santa Monica Pier, Prez. We get in there. Was this Biggie's first trip? Was that his first
Yes.
trip? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we get to Santa Monica Pier. Everything's everything. I know it's a little bit more relief, and you're like, thank God we didn't deal with all the foolishness and all the craziness. So let's do this, man. First and foremost, thank you guys for caring enough to share your ride with us, man, because it's a big deal what you guys did. So let me do this real quick. So we're doing this, man. Here we go. We finna set this thing up right now. So here it is. It's official. Rider number 259, Griff.
There it is.
President
There
of
it
Red
is.
Breed
Yes,
Motorcycle
sir.
Club,
Yes,
Virginia.
sir. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
man, he did his
That's what I'm
thug
talking
thizzle,
about.
man. Let's do this.
That's what's up. Yes, sir. And I'm proud. Hey, I'm
Hey,
proud of my
man,
number. I'm proud of
fantastic.
my number. I'm
Hey,
proud of my
hey,
number.
and you should. And nobody can take that number from you, man. That's yours,
No,
and it's
sir.
yours to stay, bro. So
Hey,
I'm,
but
I'm gonna say this also too.
let
I'm
me
gonna
say
say
this
that.
one thing.
Go
Let me
for it.
let me say this one thing because I thought I was gonna say this at the end. So
Mm.
even though Blaze his 2020 CDO is still in the shop getting repaired, when we got to Cali, we
bring,
Blaze done
bring it
rolled
up
up
or
on
speed up, baby.
Yeah,
Blaze done rolled up
bring,
on something that is
bring
nasty, and I'm pretty sure he's
yeah,
gonna send y'all some pictures of it. But
and he
is this
should.
2023 Blaze? Is it 2023 model?
23. Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Club Brothers 7 out of the mother chapter. Boy,
Yeah,
he touched it.
yeah.
Ooh, he touched
Oh
it.
my gosh.
Hmm.
PM
Nice,
everything. Oh my God. Color match bolts and washers and oh my gosh.
nice,
Oh my.
nice,
Yeah,
nice.
it's nice. It's nice. It worked out for Blaze, man. It really did. It worked out for him.
Right on, right on. So, Prince, why don't you do this then? Why don't you do this? We'll kill it with the last segment. We'll go the good, the bad, the ugly. What are the takeaways that you would want our viewers to know when making this ride, I-10 to the end?
First of all, especially if you're doing it in the summertime, hydrate. And I'm not talking about hydrate the day before. If you know you are going to do this ride, start hydrating and getting that fluid in your body. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Because when you sweat, you might not think you're, losing fluids when you sweating, especially if you're on the highway and you going 80, 90 miles an hour. Your body is perspiring and you're losing fluid. Hydrate, man, hydrate. If I could tell you anything else, hydrate. Um, if you can, leave early in the morning before that sun come up, especially if you're going across the Mojave Desert. If you get out there in San Antonio and El Paso, those areas, Maricopa County in Arizona, man, those places are blazing hot. So if you can get through there earlier than later, that will definitely help you out. I carry breed. I'm not going to speak all of breed, but I know in Petersburg chapter, we usually have someone that has tools on the bags, uh, oil, synthetic oil, things of that nature, like the junk man, if you will. Make sure you got some spare parts, zip ties, 100-mile-an-hour tape, some 550 cord, things like that, small things like that. That's gonna they come in handy. They'll
Yeah.
come in handy. They'll get you to a point to where you can get safely off the road. But if you do break down, by all means, if you can get off the road, get off the road, make it to an exit and get off of that highway.
Yeah.
I
That's all I
totally
throw out
agree.
there to you.
I totally agree. Blaze, leave us with
Yes,
something,
sir.
man. What you got? Leave us with something.
Yeah, our caveat with the president said is, especially with the hydration portion. A lot of times we drink just water, but we need to look at the electrolytes and salt because we do use and expose and we deplete our bodies of salt. So it's very important, especially going through the desert, through those warm climates. And of course, carry extra cash with you just in case. You never know what's going on out there. Credit card
You'll
issues,
read
a
my
lot of
mind.
stuff.
You'll read my
There we go.
mind. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
extra cash is a must when you're out there on those roads because you never know who you will be. You don't know if the closest ATM or what's going on in the city. So we make it a very important practice to carry cash with us just in case. Just
For
enough.
sure. So
Yeah.
let's get in the trust tree. Because I know I gotta let Perez get a bed because he gotta go for work. He gotta make money to pay for stuff, man. So let's I probably like Perez, I ain't gonna keep you that long.
Right.
Gotta make that
I
money.
got you. I got
You
you.
got to
Hey,
get parts, man.
yeah, you gotta get them motorcycle parts, man. And
You got to
he
get them
got the
dang
next
on
four
parts.
corners. He got the next four corners trip he gotta make. So
Come on
Hey.
now.
okay, so gentlemen, we're in the trust tree now. We finna say it. Okay,
Mhm.
Sarge is getting ready to go across the country.
Mhm.
How much Lucci do I need to bring on me, and then what do I need to have on the credit on the Mercer credit card? Give me a figure. What y'all think? What you think it's gonna cost me?
What you think, Blaze?
Well, I say this. I know when we first got in, our regional boss told us Black. He said he always kept $1,000 with him cash, just in case if something rolls out, just if something breaks down, and you got to have a couple of $100 to take care of business. And you have a credit card with at least about $3,000 to $5,000 kind of on there clear, just in case. You never know. But I ensure that that's there just in case. You never know, because if you need a flight back home, or you have an emergency. We have brothers that go down and, ambulance and certain things. You never know. So it's best to be prepared and be unprepared. So what you say, Press?
Yeah, I'm thinking, at least a credit card with at least 25 to 3,000 on it. Cash, I would say, between 500 and 1,000. But I have a dedicated, I use a dedicated card just for trips.
Mhm.
And, I put money onto that card. I do that for several reasons. So I don't overspend because, especially at rare breed events, you get around Lena and you see all these T-shirts and hats and all this stuff, and you want to go crazy and buy that stuff. So that keeps me disciplined with the amount of money that I spend. But I think, especially with us being in the room, 3 to a room, that definitely cut down on hotel expenses. Gas, I think we $20 each stop. So I'm thinking $3,000. That should hold you. That should hold you.
Yeah. I'm
Again, that's when we're going cross country.
right.
Yeah.
So of course, the longer the ride, you want to make sure you have a
Right.
a purse that's big enough to an event something happen. Now, local rides, shorter rides,
Right.
you can kind of depreciate that a little bit.
I tell our riders, this is to me. I'm gonna say, some say, "Sarge, you crazy? It's cheaper than that." Some say 1,000. Wow, I normally say, have 1,500 if nothing goes wrong, and that's for nothing goes wrong. $1,500, and that's if you're going from Jacksonville to Cali and back to Jacksonville, or going from
Right.
Cali to Jacksonville back to Cali. But if you're coming from VA, you're coming from Minneapolis, you're coming from all different cities, you gotta have to start adding more for gas stops. And if you're in a city or state that's more than a day's trip from Jacksonville, you got to tack on that as well. So it varies, but I'm saying at the cheapest point for me typically is $1,500, and that doesn't count.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And that doesn't count the pre-bike maintenance, making sure my tires are good. They don't count none of
Yeah,
that
that's
stuff. I'm
not
talking
true.
about the trip. Now, if you counted
Yeah.
that stuff, obviously it's going to go up and it's going to get a lot more. And that's if nothing goes wrong. So, with that being said, gentlemen, I'm not going to hold you any longer, man. I appreciate the time that we had to spend together this evening to talk about your ride. Man, I'm going to just say this, man. There are organizations, man, who have really shown support and love to what we do on the platform. The I-10 to the End and the Iron Elite platforms. And Rare Breed has been one of those clubs, man, that have huge support and love for what we're doing on this platform, man. So I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna be honest, man. The Titan Award recipients, man, Mr. Nate, Gorilla Blue,
Absolutely.
the Great
Absolutely.
Snowman, man.
Yep.
It's been many a breed have come through and supported us on this platform. So with that being said, let me say this, man, real quick.
What's up?
Hey, and I'm gonna say this, man. I ain't throwing no gas on nobody's motorcycle club. But don't be calling me. When you want me to be talking with them? Hey, man, when y'all get across and y'all start riding like that, hey, man, I'm gonna be all over y'all, saluting y'all and giving y'all mad love,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Because
Yes,
on
sir.
this
Come on
platform,
in.
we ain't doing nothing. Come on in, man. The highways. we got
Ride
enough
your
highway
joint.
for
Come on
everybody.
now.
Hey, we got enough highway for everybody, fellas. Hey,
Yes,
fellas,
sir.
man, mad love, respect. Any last words before we shut this thing on down?
I mean, I definitely want to thank you, Chris, for real, man, because
Yeah.
what you're doing is you're a very positive brother, man, and you just keep what you're doing, bro, because we're gonna keep supporting you.
I appreciate you, my guy. I appreciate you.
Amen, brother.
All right,
doubt.
gentlemen. Hey, man, love, salute, man. And hey, prayers, we got something coming your way shortly. And Blaze,
All
when you
right,
get
now,
when you
okay.
get that thing ready, and let's get it in. Hey, man, one
Oh,
love.
we
fellas. Y'all
coming
take
through
it.
now. You know we coming through.
Facts. I can't wait, man. Hey, y'all send me
All right,
info.
brother.
Y'all send me info. I gotta go up there, see them other boys in the Kings. So I'm gonna try to do a 2-for-1 up in Petersburg.
Come on through.
No doubt.
All right,
No doubt.
all right,
We
fellas,
got you.
salute, man, love.
All right.
Hey, hold on. Blaze.
What up, baby?
19.
Oh, shit.
Oh Lord.
You know
Hey,
we
take
had to
care,
do that,
fellas.
man. You know we had to do that.
Yeah, I see. Hey, take care, fellas. Man, love.
All right.
Salute.
All right, man. Take care of yourself, Chris.
Okay.
Appreciate you, bro.
Bye bye.
All right.
All right, man. There we go. It was a 2-for-1 night tonight, man. So don't never say, Sarge, you don't do a lot of shows. Hey, man, I did a lot of shows for y'all today, man. Tomorrow, stay tuned. I'm going to have my man Lab on. He's from, Lab is from Petersburg also. So it's going to be old Petersburg over the next 24 hours. He's from Petersburg, Virginia. He just got back from California a few days ago. So we're going to have him on. We're going to do his post-interview tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So don't you guys miss it, man. So we'll have Lab on. He's going to be talking about his incredible ride. He went solo dolo, man. So stay tuned for him. More to come, man. I'm catching up. Forgive Sarge. I know he's tongue-tied today, man, because he's exhausted. But I'm going to get all these post-interviews caught up. We're going to bring them to you guys. I appreciate you guys for supporting me. And if you don't mind, reach up right now and shoot your boy a like, man. I really appreciate a like, a comment would be a great thing for me. And if you haven't done it already, would you please, I humbly request that you shoot us a subscribe, man, so you can get the show every time we have a live show that comes up. I hadn't said this in a while, but this is what happens when you subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you a dime. It's not like back in the old days when you get a subscription for a magazine, you have to pay, $9.99 every month. No, this ain't what that is. All we need you to do is reach up and hit the subscribe button, and it'll say subscribe. What that does is that notifies YouTube. So anytime I have a live show or video post, you'll get a notification that'll come across your phone or come across your computer that, hey, Sarge Life and Motorcycle on the channel has new material for you to check out. And also by shooting a like and comments on the video, it keeps the algorithm up. It keeps activity to the channel, and it notifies YouTube to kick the channel out more and more and make the channel more and more active. So if you would do those things for me, man, I would greatly appreciate it. It's what's going to make us strong and bigger and better, man. And I'm going to say this, man. Every once in a while, you run into some supporters like I've had on the night, man, have always been there since day one to support us. Don't miss a video. Don't miss a live. Just always there and engaged, man. And without those guys, I wouldn't be able to do half the things that I do on this platform. David Bell, mad love to you and your beautiful wife, Sonny, man, for all the support and love that you give to the Iron Elite platform, as well as Sarge Life and Motorcycling YouTube page. This man continues to give value to everything we do, if I need him and I don't hit him at the last minute, hey, David Bell, can you come on and do a video with me and let's talk about external light systems for your bike, fog lights or aftermarket parts and equipment, man. He comes on, he's ready to rock and roll, man. Anytime I need him, he's always been there since day one. So let me do this, man, for the Bells, man. My favorite couple. I'm messing up already. Let me give him a round of applause, man. Man, shout out to the Bells. If you haven't met the Bells, man, you're missing out. And if you want to meet them, you're going to have to meet them on the highway because they ride motorcycles. You're going to meet them at the Ride to Eat. You're going to meet them at the Iron Elite. You're going to meet them at the all-female rides, man. That couple rides motorcycles, man, and they love what they do, and they're great people, man. So if you hadn't got a chance to meet them, I'd suggest that you reach out to them on the Iron Elite page, man, to find out who they are. They're great folks, man. Thank you for King Rip being on the night with us, man. Thank you for Jimmy being on the night. Breezy does it, man. Appreciate you, how you come on and you support us, man. You're always there every show, man. So I appreciate you. I appreciate some of the other guys that come on. And forgive me if I hadn't had a chance to say everybody's name tonight. It's been a really busy day, but it's been a great day spending time with the people who love and support the Iron Elite platform, man. So give me a chance. Let Sarge go get 8-9 hours of sleep, man, and I'm going to come back at y'all tomorrow One more again, man, ready to rock and roll for the Iron Elite Podcast Show. I-10 to the end, man. This is what's going on, man. So in the meantime, in between time, y'all keep it motorcycling, you dig?
Y'all, it's Snacks reminding you to tune in to the Iron Elite Podcast. You dig?
This is the Mileage Bully, the Moto Mob CEO, and your 2024 Titan. You are now listening to Sarge on the Iron Elite Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. If you're not listening to the Iron Elite Podcast, what are you really doing? Because we are talking motorcycles over here. You dig?
I know. Sarge, is motorcycling the only thing you talk about? Is motorcycling the only thing you care about? Nope, I care about the Jacksonville Jaguars too. I was asked the other day, hey Sarge, why you never play any fast music on your podcast? It's simple, I'm petty. I know, but Sarge, that's too far to ride on a motorcycle. But Sarge, what if your back get tired? Well, Sarge, what if I get lost?